And here it is. We go again. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to Mo. Here it is. We go again. Here I am again. Hope you're there again with me. So the session commences, and of course, your company always required. Imagine if the session commenced and you were not here. Then, of course, it'd be a damn squid, wouldn't it? It'd just be and here it is and goodbye. So your company is required, of course. So if you are available, avail yourself of what is going on here. A wild roller coaster ride as always. That is the one thing I can't guarantee. I can't guarantee what will come. That is the mystery of it all. So let's go on this modern mystery tour together. One man went to Mo. The eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika, Yabika Kokwanam Noao. Hey, Anamakele Mazuche Mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nandekano, it's another Savior. Just sing along, holy, 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 Nandekano, it's another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 it's another Savior. Getting it right and getting it faster now. Holy, 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 it's another Savior. Holy, holy, getting it right, faster, never freedom. It's another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Nandekano, it's another Savior.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Amadika, Yabika Kokwana no. Hey, Anamakele Mazuche me.
And there it is right there, the farmyard singers from the eastern part of Nigeria. Holy, 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 as guys, I bring you this. Igbo people are largely responsible for killings in Southeast, not Fulanis, other outsiders. The governor Umahi is the person actually making this comment. Yeah. I hope I didn't advertise it as the Imo State governor. It's actually Governor Umahi that is actually making this headline. So the Ebonyi State governor, of course, so a departure. Now, this is a narrative. If I did say the Imo State governor, that would have been a Freudian slip, because the Imo State governor has said copiously severally that these are killings. They are indigenous to the Southeast, and really it's a misnomer to make the attribution to a foreigner. So somebody outside of that ethnicity. And Dave Umahi now comes to double down on that position that people like Hopuzo Dema have insisted on. Igbo people are largely responsible for killings in Southeast, not Fulanis or other outsiders, Governor Umahi. So quite why he's saying that, we'll find out shortly. We'll find this out shortly as well. Nigerian soldier resigns to campaign for Peter Obi. So that in itself a story. But if you look at, I'm going to share the screen just so you see the soldier guy that is, because I always say that physiologically you can identify ethnicity within Nigeria. You can even narrow it down to a tribe. You know, even within an ethnicity, you can identify sub-inflections just through the physiological presentation of the person. So Nigerian soldier resigns to campaign for Peter Obi. So now I'll show you the Nigerian soldier and you will tell me where he's from. So that's the Nigerian soldier that has resigned to campaign for Peter Obi. So there's no other place that this guy comes from, is there? This is not a Yoruba man, I think we all agree. Far removed from an Igbo man, you would say. So this is very much hardcore, steeped in the wool, marinated, satiated, and dyed deep Fulani man or Hausa Fulani man. So it's one of the northerners, of course, but he's so enamored by the Peter Obi narrative that apparently he has resigned this commission to throw his weight behind the Peter Obi juggernaut. Nigerian soldier resigns to campaign for Peter Obi. So quite what's led to that and what admiration he has for Peter Obi, all of that we'll find out shortly. So from that to this, we're still sweeping up the remnants of the Deborah Samuel narrative and all the spillouts from that. Let me share the screen with you as well. Right, so there you see it. Dangote's son-in-law's child's mother files for sole custody over pilot's religious views after he tweeted that the punishment for blasphemy is death. So there is the person there on your screen. That is Dangote's son-in-law. Clearly, if it's a pilot, so clearly some form of education. We don't know how educated these people are because they likely just pay for degrees or whatever, never attend classes. You can tell certainly that this is a person that does not attend class. Somebody probably wrote his exams for him. And I say that really only when we get a chance to glean into how his mind works, then you can see just how low his IQ is. Again, Dangote's son-in-law's child's mother files for sole custody over pilot's religious views after he tweeted that the punishment for blasphemy is death. So be careful what you say, because there are repercussions. Words have meaning, and more to it, words have consequences. So the consequences of his words now, he's paying it, in his children being taken away, or at least attempts to. So from that to this, 2023, APC postponed screening of presidential aspirants. So we had the anticipation that things would never go smoothly. And of course, things never go smoothly within the APC. But what is this postponement now? And how does that affect the timetable? Because INEC has set a bar of, I think, is it either June or June the 4th or 3rd or 4th? I think June the 3rd, which is just in a couple of weeks' time, for everybody to submit their list of names. So you can do whatever it is you like within your party, so long as it's within the norms of policy and regulation. But whatever it is that you are doing, your names must be submitted. Otherwise, then INEC will take the view that you don't have a candidate for whichever slot you've not submitted the name for. But they're still playing their kurukere politics in APC. 2023, APC postponed screening of presidential aspirants. So there's the saying, and I paraphrase because I cannot remember the saying, so I might say it. So an hour late and a dollar short. That is essentially to say you are too late to the event, and the impact or whatever it is, the actions that you've taken are somewhat derisory to what the occasion requires. So a dollar late and an hour late and a dollar short. Buhari meets with families of Kano explosion victims. So Buhari claims he's meeting with families of Kano explosion victims. But I'll share you this screen again, because what is the tradition now is that when this guy turns up for a meeting, in the rare occasions, very rare occasions, he's only done it about 3-4 times. But when he does turn up for to felicitate and to condole with, or not to felicitate, but to condole with victims of atrocities, he has never in one instance met the actual victims. He will go to the State House, sit with the governor, have just a cup of akamu, and say that he has gone to felicitate or more to condole with the victims. So I'm showing you these victims, this picture now, so you can see what played out. So the headline first: Buhari meets with families of Kano explosion victims. So now tell me who in this picture looks like our families of a victim. I can see Abdullah Ganduje. I can see the Emir of Kano. I can see the retinue of the court of Kano. I can see functionaries in suits and danshikis, but I cannot see anybody that looks like the family of any victim. So I'm not quite sure if Ganduje's family or the Emir's family were victims of the explosion, but this is what they're telling us. Buhari meets with families of Kano explosion victims, and those are the families that you see right there. So he meets with their Oba, and that is sufficient to catch them all. So one bullet to catch them all, or however that saying goes. So there it is right there. That's the retinue. There are more stories that I could bring you, but I'm going to save some of them for the latter session. So that, or I might even bring it, I don't know, however the move takes, whatever my picadillo. So that is the menu. So lean back, kick back, take it easy. I'm going to invite you to click on the like button, but I'm not going to be pushing that like button as aggressively as I was, because it's somewhat frustrating when you see 200 people or so on the stream and you see only 30 people clicking on the like button. You should just do that. If you come here to participate with any regularity, then the least you should be able to do is just to click on some lousy button. So click on the button at your discretion. So I'm not going to label that anymore. Somewhat tiresome shouting, click on the button, and nobody adhering to it. So as we come into the session, have your calabash to the ready as we join the care guys.
Only water, where they see ma. Water, Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro keke. kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ lẹ́mú rẹ o. Chifu Fáìlà tí kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ lẹ́mú rẹ o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́múdé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́múdóde ojàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosonama ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodunke ẹyẹ rẹ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run méjìkọ. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there it is right there. Àkùkọ ọ̀run méjìkọ ìgbàlà tí ele. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe. May death have nothing to do with us. No prayer, I insist, more potent and powerful than that. Iku Koniriwa Gbeshe, as guys, I bring you this. Igbo people are largely responsible for killings in the southeast, not Fulani, other outsiders, Governor Umahi. Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi has identified the unknown gunmen terrorizing the southeast of Nigeria and killing people as those who hail from the region and not outsiders. Some Southeasterners and the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB have accused some governors in the region of sponsoring outsiders to terrorize the Southeast. But whilst answering questions regarding the identities of the killers on Channels Television's Sunday Politics, Umahi said the atrocities committed in the region were largely carried out by youth from there. He said, people tend to be funny at times when they say that we have been invaded by outsiders, but it is not true. We have people from other regions that are in the southeast. There is no tribe that doesn't have criminality. I wouldn't say some of these people from other tribes don't engage in criminality. What I call bandits are people that engage in violence, and they are our people, Southeast people, the youth. Some of them are in this category. So when people say insecurity in the Southeast is being imported, I do not buy that because I am a governor. I do security reports. We have arrested a number of these people, and it should be that we have arrested a number of these people, and it should be that they are about 5 or 14% of these people outside of the Southeast. If we have 90% of our youth engaging in these things, you cannot say the Southeast is being infiltrated. He also said, we engaged with some of the bandits. We made contacts with some of them. We had to say, what is your problem? If it is infrastructure, we have done that. If it is job creation, we have addressed that through direct labor. The bandits are angry about the lack of what to do. And we said to them that if you only, and we said to them that if you, and we said to them, if your only trouble is that you didn't have formal education, there is no job for you to do. We put them together and said, if you will stop attacks on our strategic infrastructures, killing of our people, and attack on security agencies, we can rehabilitate you. So we rehabilitated a number of them. So there it is right there. It's somewhat a mystery for a region and a people that vaunt themselves so fervently as being enlightened and global and cosmopolitan and urbane and all of those words, for a people that vaunt themselves so fervently as being a sophisticated people, some of the narratives that you hear from that space, it just is a real head scratcher. They will tell you that it is a Fulani men from Mali that are coming to commit killings in the southeast, and they will tell you that they are fifth columnists, they are DSS agents coming to do this atrocity, and they are holding fervently to this now. They've said it on this platform as well. It's just the most ludicrous of things. So that tells you then that there's no solution anytime soon to what is going on in that space, when they cannot even bring themselves to identify that this is a localized problem so that they can then tackle it locally. No, they will not accept that, because it jars completely against their narrative of victimhood and being vested upon, that they are the ones carrying out atrocities against themselves. It chimes more with their worldview that it is some outsider, especially their preference, a Fulani type person that has come from wherever to come and be doing killings all over Abakaliki, etc. When all the security reports and all the arrests, as the governor just said, have identified that this is a localized problem and these are their people, but they will go on Simon Ekpa and Radio Biafra and their usual watering holes, and they just regurgitate this ludicrousness, whip themselves off into a frenzy, and then charge around the whole of social media chanting and wailing. But there it is right there, a truth-averse bunch of people, truth-averse. Also from that to this, Nigerian soldier resigns to campaign for Peter Obi. So an Aboki man, a Nigerian soldier, has reportedly resigned to campaign for People's Democratic Party presidential aspirant Peter Obi. Dawa 419, who shared the news on Twitter, said his voluntary retirement, which was approved by the Nigerian army, will pave way for him to vigorously campaign for Peter Obi as his preferred candidate. He tweeted, "I wish to tell you my voluntary retirement has been approved by the Nigerian army, which has paved room for my again, I wish to tell you that my voluntary retirement has been approved by the Nigerian army, which has paved room for me to vigorously campaign for Peter Obi as my preferred candidate of choice come 2023, inshallah. We will rescue this country." Dawa added that those doubting him should go and verify. So there it is right there. What particularly strikes is not so much somebody volunteering. There are countless million people are campaigning for Peter Obi. But as I said, you don't get more northern than this sort of look at I must share that picture again. So because the image is the real story, not the action that he has taken. You don't get more northern than this face. There's nowhere on the planet that anybody that like this looks from, anybody that looks like this comes from, other than the northern parts of Nigeria and maybe a little bit of Chad. They are even more of a lighter texture in Nigeria, I suspect. And this also, it looks Hausa to me, because they are just the physiology. So you don't get more northern than this. So just the total contrast of who you would lazily think a Peter Obi supporter would be. But then they tell you that the Peter Obi phenomenon is cutting across the swathe of ethnicity and religion. And if you've ever doubted that, this is the example right there. The total opposite of who Peter Obi is this guy here. This is a full-blooded northerner, almost certainly a Muslim. He said, inshallah, so that tells us that he's a Muslim. The total opposite of who Peter Obi is. And the narrative of where Peter Obi comes from presents this guy as their enemy. But he hasn't gotten that memo. He has just seen an impressive man that speaks with eloquence and has a love of his people. And he loves him so much to the point that he has resigned his job just to go and start campaigning for Peter Obi. So there it is right there. Cause for hope, you may say, or maybe not. But there it is right there. An Aboki joins the Peter Obi train. So another Aboki, though, that most likely would never want anything to do with Peter Obi. Dangote's son-in-law's child's mother files for sole custody over pilot's religious views after he tweeted that the punishment for blasphemy is death. Irene Chukwuamaka Nwachukwu, who shared a son with Jamil Abubakar, the son of a former Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Abubakar, and the son-in-law to Aliko Dangote, has filed for legal custody of their son. Irene took this action because of the tweet Jamil Abubakar made following the lynching and burning of Deborah Samuel, a student of Shehu Shagari College of Education, Sokoto, for allegedly blaspheming Prophet Muhammad in their school's group chat. Jamil had tweeted, "In Islam, we respect the Injil, Torah, Zabur. We were never taught to disrespect any of the books or any of the prophets from Adam to Muhammad and the Quran. The punishment for blasphemy is death in most religions, including Christianity. Respect people's religion. It is simple." So this is what now, it's quite a scary thought, because this is the sort of person then that we are vesting hope upon to go and enlighten is somewhat backward people and is somewhat primitive culture. But if he rather, with all of the education that we have funded, is still of that mindset, then that tells us rather, if he, with all of the education that we have funded, is this of this just pedestrianized barbaric mindset, then that tells us that the problem that we're contending with is a lot deeper than we thought. He's meant to be the elite, the one that we're hoping will go and civilize them, haven't been civilized by us, but he's not left to that mindset. Irene took to Instagram to share screenshots of the court papers she filed to ask for full custody of their son. She said she's disturbed and seriously concerned about leaving her son in the care of someone with such an extremist mindset. Irene stated that she wouldn't be seeking child support or needing his assistance with parenting. Irene pointed out that her son is from a Christian home and she's concerned about leaving him with somebody with such ideology. Court documents filed by Irene reads, "With your client, Mr. Jamal MD Abubakar's recent tweeting on social media dated the 12th of May 2022, I have come to the decision that my son will not be going anywhere near him now or in the future, as I do not want my son to be raised by or be in the custody of somebody with such extreme religious views, in order not to confuse the poor boy's thoughts or cloud his sense of reasoning. My child attends a school with pupils from various backgrounds and beliefs. It will therefore be dangerous to expose him to such teachings. I have been the only responsible parent, and my child has been in my custody since birth, so it will be best he stops contending custody with me in court at this time. This is also to note that I will not be asking for or accepting any child support or needing his assistance with parenting, such as attending Parents Teachers Association meetings, picking a school, or having a say on what school he attends or the house the child lives in, as we stated in the countersuit filed against me, where he claimed paternity to the child, who I have been solely responsible for in the last 5 years. I hereby withdraw any motion that has been filed by my previous lawyer, who I have disengaged in the past to that effect, as this might be your client's reason for being entitled to my son's custody. Forgive me if I express the desire to co-parent with him, where he asked to play the fatherly role. I am now realizing that this will never happen as the child's custody. Forgive me if I express the desire to co-parent with him, where he asked to play the fatherly role. I am now realizing that this will never happen, as the child's custody he is asking for shares Christian blood, and I am very disturbed and seriously concerned about leaving my child in the care of somebody with such a mindset and ideology about religion. I had thought that the man I met in my teen years was liberal in his thoughts and views, but I obviously was too naive to see beyond that, and as a mother, it is my duty to ensure the mental and psychological safety of my child. Your client, Mr. MD Abubakar, will do well to drop the lawsuit he filed against me in the Court of Appeal and let the High Court, who dismissed this case against me, grant my request for sole custody, as I do not need a dime from him to cater for my child now or in the future. He hasn't been in my child's life, and I wish this to continue to be so. As soon as I am done with my professional exams, I will be able to engage a new lawyer, and a fresh motion for sole custody will be filed and served before the next court date. In the meantime, address any information or process directly to me. So there it is right there, the repercussions of extremism. So he pays that price, and hopefully that girl gets full custody of that child. You don't really want any child near somebody like that, really. Imagine that. Then you create another one that will be just like that. You know, we thought we civilized him, but I think it's in the DNA. 2023, APC postponed screening of our presidential aspirants. The All Progressive Congress APC has postponed the screening of its 2023 presidential aspirants, earlier scheduled for Monday, May the 23rd, which will be today. Felix Morka, the party's national publicity secretary, announced this in a statement on Sunday. In Abuja, he said the party regretted any inconveniences caused by the postponement, adding that a new date for the exercise will be announced soon. No fewer than 25 presidential aspirants will be screened by the APC Presidential Screening Committee to contest for the party's 2023 presidential ticket. The list of the aspirants include Yemi Osinbajo, Bola Tinubu, Rotimi Amechi, Godswill Akpabio, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, Rochas Okorocha Ibukunle Amosun, Tunde Bakare Ben Ayade, Dave Umahi Kayode Fayemi, Ken Nani Yahaya Bello, Mohammed Abubakar, Governor Mohammed Abubakar, Ahmed Lawan, Ahmed Yerima, Uju Kennedy, Unene, Udu Kennedy, Uhenne, only female candidate, Nicholas Nwagbo, and ex-speaker of the House of Reps, Demeji Bankole. So I just wanted to read that just to remind us, because we forget sometimes who is in play. We don't say past Rotimi Amechi or Osinbajo and Tinubu. So now this is now the last readout. Buhari meets with families of Kano explosion victims. President Muhammad Buhari has met with family members of victims of the last Kano explosion. The president, who is in Kano for the Nigerian Air Force Week event, met with the family members of the 9 deceased persons at the palace of the Emir of Kano. Buhari commiserated with the families, the Emir, and the state governor on the unfortunate incident, which the police said was caused by a gas/chemical explosion. Speaking earlier, the governor of Kano State said the government has given 9 million naira as compensation to the family of the deceased persons, whilst 2 million naira was given to 10 persons seriously injured, and 1 million naira was given to those with minor injuries. The governor also said a business center, African Center, affected by the explosion was given 2 million naira, whilst Winners Academy which students suffered injuries from the explosion and its glasses shattered, got 1 million naira. So a Christian school, of course, why is that not a surprise? On his part, the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Adobayero, thanked the president for his gesture, saying the people of Kano are not surprised by the president's visit because he, Buhari, has always identified with the masses. He prayed that credible leaders will emerge for Nigeria during the forthcoming general election. Correspondents report that an explosion last week rocked the Sabongari area of Kano State, leading to the death of 9 persons, with as many more injured. 2 days after the explosion, the police said it recovered a vehicle laden with improvised explosive device materials, guns, and ammunition. Correspondents report that there has been disagreement between the residents of the area and the police as to what led to the explosion, with residents saying it was a bomb attack, whilst the police said all evidence pointed to gas/chemical explosion. So the cover-up, of course, but then, of course, they were already moving to bomb another school. So there it is right there. So, and here it is right here. So, so to the panel, good to see you, Victor. So we have Victor today. World Peace, good to have you. Baba Akure joins us from Canada. Charlie Boy puts the burger down for a moment to participate, and Thomas in Australia. So good to have you all, gentlemen, one and all. Let's go then.
One man, please let me quickly speak, because I'm taking care of my baby. I just escape out to vent my anger. And I'll go back.
Okay.
Man, you're supposed to start giving my accolade, though. Eh?
All right. Go.
I told you 2 days ago, just yesterday, that APC will not hold screening. You said, how would that be? You just heard that right now, right? I'm talking to you, one man. They just postponed their screening, right?
Well, whether they do the screening or not, they have to submit names by the 3rd of next month. So
June.
Is it? So June. Yeah. So next month.
Is it not Buhari that's in charge? They also find an excuse to change that. Not until they vet who they want to vet, e.g., Jonathan. Because you cannot bring Jonathan out suddenly and you come and disgrace him like that. It will not be possible. You know, that of the APC, whatever they are doing is their party. We are watching. Now, come down to that bomb explosion. Buhari met with the families. If it is gas, I don't think Buhari will bother himself to see them. It's bomb, but they are covering it up.
In fact, the police stopped another vehicle carrying the same materials to go and do another one. So we know. Why do they tell us? Why do they? You know, just to stop you there. You know, when the shop that they said the gas exploded, the shop owner, he was not bloodied or injured, but the school opposite, people died. How can, where this thing happen, nobody got injured, but the other opposite, come on now, who are you fooling with this nonsense?
Buildings crumbled to rubble, and the buildings came down, and you are saying it's gas.
And they say, of course, it's just a coincidence that it's a Christian school, Abi.
Yeah,
that's a coincidence, school. Abi.
You know, then the organizer, whatever you say, did not die. His building did not destroy. No shrapnel wound. Then, but the opposite went down. Even close by to the building school, that one went down. Then you said it's not explosion. That's a TNT blast. We all know that. But Buhari, you should continue. We are watching. Coming to the Igbo space. When I talk, I say I'm an Igbo hater. I'm an Igbo hater. Say Igbo are saying Igbo.
We know you are now.
Okay, good. Label me. Label me. Good. People put that in a comment section. Say Igbo are saying what's happening in the East when we are crying every day. Killing is not the solution. Killing is not the solution. A country that have issues is better than a country at war. Look at Ukraine. Ukraine was tagged as one of the corrupt countries. people were still going there. Nigeria was going there for school and all that. People was going there for tourism. Now, Ukraine cannot even sleep. The Russians, they are fighting. They are enjoying their set. They just captured Morocco, that city called Morocco, with about 25,000 soldiers. Now, American government are saying they are worried about what you do to that 25,000 soldiers. These Eastern people will not hear IPOB, BSN, or no gunmen. When you tell them this is wrong, you say, how are you sure it's on no gunmen? Now, why I'm saying this. Since 3 days ago to 2 days ago, I don't want to say on your show, I've received, I don't know how some people got my information here. I received pictures of Northerners that are killing in the east, which is very bad. They want to cause tribal war. They killed Yerima on Monday, engineer, that his company that is in charge of taking care of airpeace and all that. They killed Adu yesterday, a Suya man. They killed family of 4, all Northerners. What's up now? They stop killing Igbo now. Now they want to enter the Northerners now in the east, right? I told you the other day, going to see Soludo and Soludo going to see Nnamdi Kanu was a very wrong move. You have fueled these people the more. They have killed his honorable, they beheaded him and dropped his head in the street like one chicken. Now they are trying to kill more honorables. ESN have a lot of fractions. Of course, when you create any system, hoodlums, politicians, thugs, angry leftists, left extremists, angry left extremists will take over for any reason they feel they are right. Just like in the north, all these religious extremists too. Politicians will cash in on it. Then it will be out of control. Right now, it's going out of control. The East is burning. We can play politics with it. We can be true with it. But the East is burning. And it will cause them their presidency. Their elite are not coming out to speak. The moment just came and shouting now that the people that is doing the killing, they are Igbos, not Fulani men. They started with Nigerian army. From Nigerian army,
that was the most. Sorry, Wapis. That used to somewhat irritate me because we were trying to get into this problem and see how to resolve it. But they come up with this narrative that is the Fulanis that are coming to do all these things. That is the DSS that are doing it to color ESM bad. Everybody knows that that's not the case, and they are hammering that thing, which is to somewhat a tacit approval of that going on. So if we don't together identify the problem, then how do we collectively? Because they cannot. It's a real frustration. All these things that is about. I don't know, man.
It's a big frustration, one man. If you don't accept there's a problem, how can you fix it? Before you fix a problem, you first of all identify the problem. Every crime is local. You might just said it now. I said it before. Every crime is local. When you tell them, say, they found gun in their door, they kill people. Is that your problem? Your problem in the East. Solve it first. Solve it first. This is what people say.
Look at that. Look at that. It's still going on. No? It says, how are you sure it's ESN IPOB?
Can you imagine?
Generalizing.
Can you imagine?
And this is what Dave Umahi is saying. It's saying 90%. He has security briefings. He has. Can you hold on, please, Charles? He has security briefings. He sees the people being arrested. They are profiled. He knows their profile. He's telling us that 90% of these people, they are disenfranchised, are uneducated. They don't fit into mainstream society, and they are now looking to that space to have their relevance. They are local to the space, and they are indigenous people. But they will tell you it's Fulani from Mali. It is something or the other. It is DSS because they want to. It's just don't. Anyway, you carry on now.
If the cannot jet start going and throwing bombs, they'll say they are killing us, so they are killing me. They are killing me. Now see the killing. I've called names. Go and verify. They killed Adu yesterday. Shot the guy brain open like watermelon.
Mind the words. Don't
Sorry.
let you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are doing killing in your town. If you say it's then you say no, it's not ESM or it's unknown government. If you say it's not unknown government, say no, it's DSS. If it's not DSS, it's Nigerian army. Who are we fooling? This thing you are giving power to more Fulani to deal with the South, with what people are doing. When we are trying to get out of this on the clause of the North, you are putting us again into that clause. You not have actually overplayed their game. Now they are playing using our own space because of this shenanigans that is going on in the East. Having an excuse to play us the more. In democracy, you can rule us for 100 years, not forever. You can do some things for certain times, but not for all time. The North can play their game to a certain extent, but not forever. It's their talent to enjoy it.
All right, let me move you on, War Peace. Interesting to hear. Insibi, just hold on for a moment. It'll be interesting to hear an Eastern take on what the Governor Umahi said. But before we get to that, Nigerian soldier resigns to our campaign for Peter Obi. So I made sure to share, because the actual soldier, who he is the real story, not his resignation a story, but the real story is who the soldier is. And here is the soldier right there. You don't get more aboki than this person you are seeing on your screen. So when we are hearing that Peter Obi has mass appeal, and some people argue back that is somewhat sectarian and regional, here is a proof positive now that his appeal cuts across both ethnicity and religion. What peace?
Yeah, that is politics. It's okay for him. It's his choice. It's his right. In Nigeria, he has the right to campaign for anybody or vote for anybody. Just like Wazirike was campaigning for Yaya Bello. We could say he has collected money. We can still say this one has collected money. It is right. He has the right to campaign for Peter Obi, and probably he liked Peter Obi's structure. He believes in his manifesto. That's why he's campaigning for him. We should try to remove money from and sentiments from anybody that is supporting anybody, because we keep putting sentiment and places with money, we will not really know how to assess. How do I use the word? Assess them, and check their manifesto and see where they try to take us to. This guy has his right to. He's in Nigerian army. For me, it's politics. We'll see more that will join Peter Obi if he play his game well. But will he get a ticket? That is the question. What is going on in the East right now? Will this one man army that resigned convince the remaining Northerners that they claim that is 100 million Nigerian 100 million population to support Peter Obi? That's what we will say. That's what we would look at. So it's okay for him. It's luck. That's what I say in this guy.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Warp. So thank you, Warp. So let me go on from you, because as you know, it's a short session in the afternoons.
Thank you. I'll vet my anger. Thank you.
Don't worry. So you came to claim your prize that you wanted to do. I told you so.
I told you so. Now
I told you so. That's what you came to do.
You said no. No, that will give Jonathan. Then they should give Jonathan. Let them go.
We'll see now. We'll see how it plays out. So
if they give Tinubu, I'm not surprised though. But from what is on the ground right now, what you are seeing, maybe they'll give Jonathan or Amechi. Is their law, but it's their party. It's not my business. Continue. Go to the next person. Thank you. Thank you for today.
All right. Thank you. So I'll go on to Victor, but not the new Victor. Victor. So it's Victor I'm going to. So Victor, you're up next, and talking you through then, let me start you off actually with a gentler sort of storyline. So now the repercussions of our utterances is what this story tells us. Dangote's son-in-law's child's mother files for sole custody over pilot's religious views after he tweeted that the punishment for blasphemy is death. So this lady now, I think they were already in court for the custody of that child, who he has dismissed. I won't say traditionally, but within a certain mindset in Nigeria, they go and father all these children, abandon them to the mother, and when the children come of age, they then suddenly start feeling the stirring in the blood that they have a son, a daughter somewhere. So this seems to be what's playing out. This guy in court trying to at least co-parent, if not seize that child from this, especially a boy. You know what value they play on that? They pay on that in the north. So So this lady now, she's now going to the court off the back of this guy's commentary about the Deborah Samuel narrative to say that he is not fit for purpose and not fit for parenting. So consequences of utterances. Victor, good to have you.
Yeah,
Victor.
woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's very much expected from any educated person. All right. Extremism has no place in our society right now. You know, not even at the back of what has been happening around the world. So it has no place anywhere in the world. So I think, yeah, the lady, fortunately for her, she has a lot of money and she can afford to do that. And I applaud her for that that decision. You know, because at a certain age, that's what I believe. At a certain age, there are things you can't teach a man. You know, because at a certain age, he must have gotten all the excuses to back up his ideology. So I think that's the right thing to do, so that we don't have another extremist in our society.
All right. So he's gone, but rescue the child. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Victor. So Victor, now this Buhari meets with families of Kano explosion. So this is somewhat a rarity because Buhari often instances ignores all these atrocities that happens in Nigeria. Of course, categorically dismisses anything that happens in the East. I've not seen him go to the East to condole with victims of unknown gunmen ever. But he's now gone to this rare excursion to Kano State to commiserate with the families of these people that suffered from the explosion. But the explosion itself, even controversial. The locals within the space, they are saying it's a bomb blast. The police are telling us it's a gas explosion. Buhari turns up to commemorate, to commiserate, I should say, with the families. But he sits in the palace and asks them to come and kneel in front of him. So all of that, Victor.
Yeah, I think we are not paying real attention to some of these things. All right, we are not really paying attention to these things. What I was seeing in the picture looked like a joke to me. You know, like you said, there is no family member of the affected people there. It's only governors, aides, and the top guys, and I don't think it affected any of them. So to me, it's a trip. It's just a trip. He knows why he went there. I don't. And most of these things, I think they know how to start stemming these things. And when you only are going to visit them and commiserate, and that's it. And to me, it all sounds like politics. That's what it is to me.
All right, thank you, Victor. So, Victor, now to this space, this Fulani soldier boy that's so enamored by Peter Obi resigns his commission to join the Peter Obi train and campaign within his sphere of influence that this is a man or this is the man that should rescue. So it runs contrary to the narrative that a lot of people push that Peter Obi's appeal is sectional and is sectarian and regional. So people argue back that he has mass appeal cutting right across, and this gentleman now from the north proved positive of that, Victor.
Yeah, I think anybody who at this point now is thinking that Peter Obi is sectionally popular is actually just saying that to serve his own personal convictions, you know. But if you reason things out, you see that this. Have you ever seen any man in this dispensation carrying out this kind of campaign that he's doing? Nobody. He attacks the issues and not party or whatever politics. This is what people want to hear. This will also tell you that the politics of 2023 may be quite a huge shift from what it used to be. You know, yeah, a lot of people are actually getting tired of this whole statements that come from this. Most of everything you hear from every other person sounds just like what we heard in 2019, also just like what we had in 2014. So they all sound alike, and someone is sounding differently. Definitely people will listen to him. So I don't think I think it's only natural. I think it's only natural.
The one thing I will concede to Peter Obi, well, one of the things, not the one thing, but one of the things I will concede to Peter Obi is that he has likability. It's inoffensive. Nobody hates him, which is a real phenomenon within the Nigerian political space, because
Exactly.
people hate most of them, viscerally, personally, with passion. Some people love them, but people who see through them, they hate. You've heard people talk about Tinubu on this platform, and they are banging they don't know that they are banging the table until you hear them banging it. They hate people with so much passion. But Peter Obi he has likability. Even people who are not into him or his politics, they don't detest him, they don't dislike him. But a lot of people actually do like him. And it looks as though that thing that he has, it seems to cut across, tribe. Even on this platform, people like Ajan Lekoko, etc., they champion Peter Obi. So it cuts across everybody.
As in, what the only
and I also think in this time now, almost every Nigerian is becoming a political analyst instead of trying to find what is right for them, what they really want. And that is not helping us out. Most times we all we analyze, okay, this politically, they are going to give it to him. They are not going to give it they can't give it to Peter Obi because of this. So we all have our own political calculations. But at the end of it all, we should also be able to ask, in all these things, who is the person you think that will be able to turn things around for this country and for the poor people? And that is the question that most people don't now forget to ask. Instead, they spend all their time trying to be, a political commentator and analyst. So I think at the end of the day, we still look at who do we think this position, given this position, will help the poor people or will turn things around. And as it is now, people are listening to this guy. And you just like you said, a lot of people don't hate him. Even if you don't agree with his own style, even if you think he's so stingy, but then he's not doing anything wrong. Like, he's not, that the fact he's not spending his money shouldn't be offensive to you. You understand? He could decide, call him a joker or whatever you call him, but he's just doing it the way he wants to do it, and that's one of the reasons why I like him.
All right, Victor. So to the topic that World Peace was so impassioned about that he couldn't contain himself. Igbo people are largely responsible for killings in the southeast, not Fulani others, not Fulani other outsiders. Governor Umar is speaking to this space. So it's that, as I was saying in the conversation with Victor, this is one of the biggest frustrations that people have with that space, because everybody knows just from the dynamics of how things play out in that space that it is a localized space, and even from the snippets that we've seen in video evidence, it is patently Igbo people. And we've seen clips on this platform where the Igbo guy is speaking in Igbo, telling you that this is what he's doing and why. And people will come here and tell you that, do you know that there are people that are foreign but are lifting so the people don't want to grasp the problem by the cojones, I don't know, man. It's a real frustration, but do you understand where that frustration from people come from, Victor?
Yes, I understand that. The truth is, there is an Igbo adage that says it is only the rat that is in the house that tells the one outside where the fish is. So usually you can't actually do this without the cooperation of the locals. Yeah, in any community where they steal, some people, when they come out to say the truth, they will trace it and tell you where this is coming from. The truth is, yes, we know majority of them are also Igbos who may be disenchanted for one reason or the other. That I don't have any argument with. Governor Umahi said it and said, I think that's one of the truths he said in that thing. I was also reading him when he was saying that the governors are not cooperating. They are not out to fight these things, And so now it is the people killing themselves and it is the government being criminally silent. He says the 5 state governments are not cooperating in order to find a lasting solution to this. And I don't know, is he saying these things from the position of a governor, or is he saying these things to make himself to how do you put it, to just exonerate himself, that he has said it before? This is what I don't like, when people don't take responsibility. Now you say it is localized, it is this, it is that. Also, let us know what is being done. Let us know what is being done. It's not just enough coming out now to tell us, okay, your people are killing themselves. What are you doing? You are telling us everybody is not cooperating. So that's the report. That's where I have a problem. It's not when there is a problem, we all know there's a problem. Now, what do we do? These people don't seem to understand the office they have.
But Victor, here's a problem I have. You know the problem I have? Why is that Nigerian complain about evil business being born in the north? Why Nigerian complain about that?
It's not
But
what
no,
about
it's the truth.
now.
No.
We're not talking about the north. We're talking about the east. It's not what. It's not what.
Nigerian. That's
but that's the issue. But that is the issue that you have.
You guys aren't talking about that. I want a bit of evil guy crying in the north. I want a video crying in the north.
Charles, I said hold on. Can you hold on? That is the issue that you have. So we're talking about a serious matter, and you are doing what about? We're not doing what about now. We're talking particular. If we were talking about the north, then the conversation would be about the north. But we're talking about the southeast now, and the problem that subsists, which the people in the know are telling us that this is where the problem is coming from, and they are requesting that they identify, that the mass identifies that this is where the problem is coming from, so that they can collectively tackle it. So we're not doing what about what is happening in the north.
Yeah,
we discussed the north severally, but we're discussing the southeast now.
One man,
but you guys
Charles, wait. Sorry, my brother,
Oh,
Charles.
God.
I think what wait now. I think what Charles is maybe he didn't get exactly what you guys are referring to, because when World Peace was speaking, he was saying that they found out some Igbo people are killing Northerners. So I think that's how Charles is looking at it. So he's not because and he has a point if that's how he's looking at it.
No, I said now they have started killing. Hold on. Let me tell you my words.
You can't be telling people hold on when they are not said two words.
Hold on.
You hold on.
You both hold on. Victor has the space, so let's get back to Victor. We know.
So I can't even interject anymore in this platform.
Interject
now. But to be honest, I'm beginning to feel a bit stifled.
Okay, look at this guy. Yeah, you know the dirty tricks. Okay, go on. Let's hear from you.
So I was just going to say something that's not even more than 2 minutes. And
but don't get into an argument with World Peace. But go on.
It's not emotion. The person that is coming here and being so much impassioned about what is happening there is the one using emotion. What Jake is saying is that if you're talking about the localized Igbo, obviously I've never one day said that there's no Igbo people that are not doing those things there. I'm only saying, I'm only saying that if you're going to base the argument on they killed 2 Hausa people or 2 Fulani people. If that's what you're talking about, then why did you not come out with the same passion that when with all these things that has been happening, how many Igbos have been killed in the north? Look at the market that they destroyed the other day. So
No,
if you're
that
saying
wasn't the storyline, though. In CBD, to be fair, that
but
was
if
just
you're
an
saying,
anecdote. The
yeah,
storyline was what Governor Umahi said,
yeah,
which
that's
is
what I
yeah,
agree with.
yeah.
What I agree with the position of Victor on that, because I'm not saying that they are not Igbo people. These are people. Even the unknown gunmen. Who did they started attacking the first time? Was it not some police officers that most of them are even of Igbo extraction and soldiers? So I don't think anybody in his right mind will come out here and defend that. They are not going after Igbo. They are not looking at them in that way of our tribe. They are looking at them as part of the system that they are up against. I'm not defending what they are
But
doing.
the
I don't support
subsisting
violence.
narrative in the East is that the killings going on there is being done by either fifth columnist, DSS agents masquerading as Igbo people to give the ESN a bad name, or Fulanis coming from the Sahel to come and commit these atrocities and whatnot. But the governor dismisses all of that to say that no, these are localized problems, you know.
Well, to
They
be
are
honest with you,
denying.
I've never heard that view personally. That
You've never heard the come on, man. What do you mean?
no, no,
I've heard
Let
it.
we
If I've
talk
heard
now.
it,
We say
why
we are
would you not have
talking.
heard
wait
it?
now. I'm only saying the only time I agree, I usually go into that part of there is an outside influence is when it has to do with headsmen. Because of so many things that we have seen, when it has to do with
You've never
headsmen
heard the
and all that.
narrative that the unknown gunmen are actually Fulani men surreptitiously,
No, no,
that
no, no.
they are dropping them in helicopters. All of these
I've,
things that we hear.
I believe that there
You
is
don't
an.
hear that.
I believe that there is, like Victor said. I believe that there is some outside influence, but the majority of the people perpetrating these things or that are being used are Igbo people also. So why would I deny that when it's clear?
But
You know?
it's not outside the influence though, because Governor Umahi has stated what the reasons are. He says what I call bandits are people that engage in violence. They are our people, Southeast people, the youth. Some of them are in this category. So when people say insecurity in the Southeast is being imported, I do not buy that, because I am governor. I do security reports. We have arrested a number of these people, and it should be that they are about 5 or 14% of those outside of the Southeast. If we have 90% of our youths engaging in these things, you cannot say the Southeast is being infiltrated. He also said, we engaged with some of the bandits. We made contacts with some of them. We had to say, what is your problem? If it is infrastructure, we have done that. If it is job creation, we have addressed that through direct labor. The bandits are angry about lack of what to do. And we said to them, if your only trouble is that you didn't have formal education, there is no job for you to do. We put them together and said, if you stop attacks on our strategic infrastructure, killing our people and attacks on security agencies, we can rehabilitate you. So we rehabilitated a number of them. So jobless youth, uneducated, outside of relevance of society, which sets a minimum bar for opportunities, this now they've taken to crime. So this is what he has identified. So they're not being used by anybody, according to Governor
Okay.
Mahi.
One man, I have
Sorry,
one.
Victor, sorry.
Sorry. Let's get back to Victor. Yeah,
I
Victor
know. I
has
want
his
to. I
space.
want to correct.
Can you hold
if you
on?
want it.
Hold on. Let Victor take his space back. Or
Okay.
actually, make the correction
Yeah.
and let Victor. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me make the
yeah,
correction. You see what I said? I said this unknown gunmen now that is killing people now in the east. They cut off the head of Honorable. They have killed 3 Northerners. They want to turn into a tribal war. By tomorrow, if they now send to Kano into east, we start shouting their kingdoms. We should not give we should not give the opponent to the Northerner what they are looking for to do what
That
they're
means you
supposed to
did
do
not
to the
think
south.
through you did not think through
Listen,
what
all
you're
right. So
saying.
you say
listen.
that's why I didn't want you to
Why did the
interject,
Igbo
because
people?
since they
Why
will not
are
let
the
it go.
Igbo people not screaming that they want to turn into tribal war with everything that our people have
But they
lost
never
in the
say
north?
anything wrong what they are doing. If they say anything wrong, we will be talking.
No, you
Never
didn't
say
see
anything
anything
wrong.
wrong in what they are doing.
You see,
My
as
friend,
a
He didn't say
farmer,
that. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let's get back
organize
to Victor.
yourself,
Oh,
my
all right,
brother.
please.
You're
Let's get
just
back to Victor.
obsessed with this
Can you
Igbo narrative.
you say the please? Let's get back to Victor. So Victor, back to you. You see how emotive the topic is, Victor.
Yes, what I am talking about, I am not talking about what the Igbos or what the reprisal may look like or what that. Trying to start an ethnic war or whatever, to me, is a different thing altogether. I'm talking about the man who said what he said. He just listened to him now. Do you, let's be honest with ourselves, do you actually think in all the 36 states and capital in Nigeria, there has been a state where employment has been resolved, unemployment has been tackled? The answer is no. So it is just a lie. That's the problem I have with these people. They just come to report the situation to you. They don't tell you what they are doing, or they are not even taking responsibility. Yes, okay, now the Igbos are killing themselves. You are one of the governors. What is being done? You said employment has been taken care of, which is a lie. This is the problem. We have a leadership problem, my brother. That's just it. You know, that's just it.
All right. Thank you, Victor. So thank you, Victor. So
Yeah,
Victor,
one man.
yeah,
I would like to chime in a little bit on that.
No, I must push because it's a short session, and I want to go on to the other Victor that joins us. So thank you, Victor. So let me go to the second Victor that's with us. Victor. So you came in, I suspect, to speak on that Eastern space that Victor just shared thoughts with us on. So to you, Victor.
Okay. Thank you, one man, for giving me the opportunity to speak. I've been a silent follower of your channel. This is my first time of wanting to talk about this whole thing happening in the East. Actually,
You're breaking off. Do we have you, Victor?
Go to our house, so they are somewhere in the city because of these boys causing this problem. But before we address this issue, let's look at the root cause of this whole thing. I'm not trying to come and exonerate the boys actually doing the killing, because most of these boys, whether you like it or not, they are people from the East, Igbo people. But we have to look at the real cause of this whole thing. Because to me, I believe the government has a hand in it. I believe the government orchestrated this whole stuff. They might not be doing the killings by themselves, but they saw it coming. When they declared IPOB a terrorist organization, people carrying flags, and you declare it a terrorist organization, after some years, you seize their leader. What do you expect from them? Right now, I'm very sure that Kanu, the hierarchy of IPOB, don't even have a link with these boys doing these stuff right now in the villages, killing people in the villages, causing terror in the villages. But when you look at it properly, you find out that the DSS, like 2 years ago, there is high chances that they wanted to push this whole thing to this direction to actually cause problem in the land, cause things like discontentment, cause things like what is happening today, in order to maybe nail Kanu, or maybe make the whole Biafran struggle lose credibility. So that is my take, and that is what I want to chip in.
All right, thank you, Victor. So, would you say then that the incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu is sufficient enough reasons for the boys to take to the streets and just ravage the community?
Yeah, because most of these, they're not like me and you. They don't have the educations that we have. They don't think. You understand? So this is the level that they can play. You know. So the DSS saw these things coming, and they allowed it happen to this extent. So maybe they have another motive. Maybe they want to cause confusion in Nigeria, or maybe start a tribal war or something like that. Because I can tell you that those people doing these stuff are likely, like 90, I'm 90% sure that they are Igbo people doing this whole thing. But these are people with education.
I'd like to
People
chime
that
in.
don't understand how things are being done.
I would like to chime in on this issue.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so I want all of us to think and use our head here. When Sowore was restricted to Lagos, when he goes to court, we see the DSS send out thugs. When the youngsters were doing the what is the name of the SARS movement, we saw the Nigerian government send infiltrators, start shooting kids on the streets. In Benue Plateau, we have Governor Autumn.
Sorry, an interjection is usually just a sharp insertion, so
Yeah.
not a long.
Okay, yeah. So Governor Autumn is a very credible individual. He says that his people are being killed, not by his own people, obviously. So we go to Sunday Igboho. They were caught on tape.
Where are we going, man?
I'm going with the fact that the violence that we're seeing in Nigeria, the Nigerian state is capable of violence. Now, it's up to them to capture some of these people, the unknown gunmen. We can speculate, like Mr. Victor was speculating 90%. That
it's not Victor that is speculating, it's the governor that stated based on security reports.
Including him. Even Victor is more credible than that particular governor. Okay, he was elected on the PDP.
Is a Sabuabi?
Yeah, no, wait a minute. Because I'm eloquent enough to express myself, so I'm gonna say exactly what I'm thinking I'm not hiding anything. I'm telling you that Omahi was elected as a PDP governor, and he wanted to romance the APC, so he loses all credibility. He's not as credible as you like maybe 5 years ago.
So if you had said it was Fulani is doing it, it would be credible. But
if he has proof, the point is that none of them have proof. The government doesn't have proof. The Easterners don't have proof. We don't know who's doing it in a country, civilized country.
They do know. You cannot say no. But you cannot. No. You can't go contrary to fact. Huh?
Give me a name. Give me a name.
A name of what?
Person.
Name of what?
The unknown gunmen.
The governor just told us. They told us that they've arrested a good complement of them.
Where
90% of them are from the southeast.
But he hasn't given us
Don't worry about showing or not showing. He's given us a good profile of who they are, which rhymes with what they are doing. But I thank you. Let's get back to no. Thank you.
Hold on, let me conclude.
Can you
all
right.
Can I just
Thank you.
One man. This is what happened.
Oh, go on, please.
Sorry.
I'm
leaving you.
No. It's going to. You know what it does now. So don't do that. It's going to take us on some wild, good chase of nonsensity. But let's get back to Victor to carry on with his thoughts.
Okay. In all these things, what I'm trying to say is there is the government might not be the ones doing it. The people in the east, the Igbo boys, are actually the ones doing this stuff. But this whole thing was actually orchestrated by the government. They saw it coming, and that was how they wanted it to be. You know. So to me, I feel right now, even Kanu doesn't have control of this boy, because before we used to have kidnappers, we have criminals and the rest, but right now, most of these criminals are hiding behind freedom fighting to do all sorts of evil things, like kidnap people, kill people, and right now the situation is not looking good because a lot of these boys in the villages, they now have access to guns, you know, and it's totally very, very bad. And I doubt even if Kanu comes out, Kanu can even get them under control. Because once you're used to kidnapping and making a lot of money, I don't think it's easy for you to go back to your previous lifestyle.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Victor. So Victor, so now interesting development of this hard steeped in the wool total 100% DNA Fulani man resigning his job out of his love for Peter Obi to go and campaign for him. So now this adds to that narrative then that the Peter Obi train is sweeping up all passengers at all ports, irrespective of ethnicity or religion. So the Fulani Peter Obi supporters, they come on board. Victor, are you there? Victor?
You know, maybe the guy himself, he walked into the manifesto and everything. So I don't think it's something big. I just think it's just a normal thing, something that can happen anywhere. It's just that I decided to air this particular one, right? And also, it could also be election propaganda also, to also get more notice.
Sorry, Victor. We want to hear more from you, but you are breaking off quite heavily. All right, thank you, Victor. It's just the connection. So thank you, Victor. So Victor, with your permission, let me go on to Baba Akure because we cannot hear. Yeah, no, we can hear the whooshing but we cannot hear you. Thank you. Okay, I think Baba Akure he's still talking, but we cannot hear him. So that's the problem. So Baba Akure may have left us. So let's go on then to. Let me mute Victor because Victor, I'm sure you can hear my voice, but I cannot. I and everyone else cannot hear you. Let's go on to Nsibidi then. So Nsibidi then, to that space, somewhat controversial. Igbo people are likely responsible for killings in the southeast, not Fulanis, not other people. So Dave Umahi is saying this and is backing it up with arrest, police security reports, the full accoutrements of it. But I don't think this will suffice because we know how narratives plays out in the East. They're going to go into this fanciful storyline narrative and they double down on it, irrespective of even if God came down to present them with fact, they will still go with whatever fanciful storyline they've decided to obsess themselves with. So Dave Umahi presents facts, but will this have any attraction in the southeast in CBD?
Yes. Don't get me wrong. I agree with largely what Victor, the first Victor, our Victor, like you said, the one our Victor said. Most of these things are just obviously it's mostly Igbo people. Let me put it that way. But I feel like the southeast politicians and some of these governors, they all contributed. In fact, they actually kind of led these people to this point where they are now, to be honest, because they keep on doing things. And I'm sure even why they all planned to rendition Nnamdi Kanu and all that, they knew that this thing would become worse. So you can't tell me that they don't have credible or they don't have any kind of intelligence that will tell them that this insecurity will become worse if you take away the person that is at least controlling them, or not at least.
Is that reason then to leave a criminal on the loose?
No, woman. This is what I'm saying, is that it's either they've been very foolish with the way they have handled this whole thing, or they are doing it intentionally. And if they are doing it intentionally, that is where I see the hand of an external force. I'm not seeing it more like there is somebody that they hired from maybe the north to come and attack somebody in the east. No, I'm looking at it as more of a policy and approach infiltration. Because if they tell you do this and this and this, and they already know how it's going to play out on ground, then that means they are also working for that external force.
What about the profile of the bandits arrested that the governor gave us? What about that profile?
The profile of the
people arrested.
Yeah,
Do you want me to let me represent it to you just so it's fresh in the memory? It says so when people say insecurity in the southeast is being imported, I do not buy that because I am a governor. I do security reports. We have arrested a number of these people and it should be that there are about 5 or 14% of those outside the Southeast. If we have 90% of our youth engaging in these things, you cannot say the Southeast is being infiltrated. He also said, so this is the part I want you to pay attention, because this is now the profile of the unknown gunmen in the Southeast. He also said, we engaged with some of the bandits, we made contact with some of them, and we had to say, what is your problem? If it is infrastructure, we have done that. If it is job creation, we have addressed that through direct labor. The bandits are angry about lack of what to do. And we said to them, if your only trouble is that you didn't have formal education, there is no job for you to do. We put them together and said, if you will stop attacks on our strategic infrastructures, killing our people, and attack on security agencies, we can rehabilitate you. But it is this paragraph that I want you to pay attention to. So it says, we engaged with some of the bandits, we made contact with them, and we had to say, what is your problem? It says, if it is job creation, we have addressed, okay. The bandits are, this is what I want you to pay attention to. So this profiles who the bandits are. The bandits are angry about lack of what to do. And we said to them, if your only trouble is that you didn't have formal education, there is no job for you. So that tells us then, just in that sentence, what the profile of the bandit is. They are young, uneducated, untrained in any skills, any artisanal sort of skills. So they see society evolving and outside of them. So they then take to violence as a means to finding their relevance. So it doesn't speak to any orchestration. It doesn't speak to any fifth columnist. It certainly doesn't speak to any Fulani man from Mali. It speaks to a problem that is localized within that space. Unemployed youth, untrained, uneducated, angry at the lack of opportunities in society. They have guns are plentiful, and they avail themselves of the part of the land. So that's their profile in CBD, unless we want to carry on with the whatever.
No. I think you did not get me very, clearly the first time. I said, when it comes to the people on the streets or wherever that are attacking some of these, maybe the people that they see as a threat to them, whether they are politicians or whoever they are, I say that I believe that most of these people, if not all of them, are Igbo people. I also believe that. I'm only saying that the way these politicians have handled, many of the politicians of the East have handled this thing, if there's any infiltration or if there's any fifth columnist, I'm seeing it from the angle of politicians. And which is the same thing. I'm not alone in this school of thought, because that is what even the Umaya said is on. What did Opus Odima say the last time? He said it's politicians that are orchestrating this whole thing. So I'm saying it this way: if there's any infiltration of, I'm looking at it from the side of these politicians have handled this thing, the worst way possible, or they have a particular agenda. Because look at what's it called? Nnamdi Kanu. I seriously believe that quite a number of Eastern politicians, leaders, whether governors or whoever, politicians, they were involved.
Do you not find that narrative somewhat puerile and jejune? They are telling you that they have evidence and they've profiled these people. Yeah.
One man, you still don't get me. I'm not arguing that these are not being done by Igbo people. I mean, the ones on the streets, the ones on the, those guys that they call unknown gunmen, some of them, or let's say most of them, if that will make people happy. I'm not saying that they are not Igbo people. I'm not saying that at all. I'm only saying that the major problem is this.
They are not even being used by politicians or being funded or sponsored, according to what Dave Umahi has profiled them as.
Maybe in his state, Umahi can only speak for sure of his state. Maybe because he's the one at the helm of affairs there. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't take David Umahi's words as the gospel, because let's, for the sake of the narrative, maybe we can believe him because he's the governor. What will any other person prove otherwise? So let's go with what he's saying. But you can't also use that as a yardstick now to measure the entire insecurity situation in the southeast, because every governor is saying their own. Usoludo said his own. He's handling his own the best way he knows how to do it. He's going to Nnamdi Kanu. He's trying to give amnesty or whatever. Uzodinma is saying that politicians are the ones using them. So everybody have their own narrative. So that's how I'm looking at it, that these guys are just playing games, and they know that these so-called unknown gunmen, some of them are coming for them, and they have to say anything possible. So I'm not saying that they are not Igbo people, don't get me wrong. The only time I usually look at direct interference is just when it has to do with headsmen, Fulani headsmen, because that one is clear as day. Everybody will say Fulani headsmen kidnapped. That one, I will go there, I will say this is Fulani headsmen. But these other ones of UGM, whatever, most of them that they are showing their face or they are being caught on tape or video, we are seeing that they are Igbo people. So, but I'm not going to say that I won't go as far as saying that they are killing their people, or they are killing, you can say they are killing Igbo people, yes, but you wouldn't say they are killing people who are championing Igbo causes, to be honest. I'm not supporting that, please, I'm not advocating for that. That's not what I believe in. But still, I wouldn't exonerate these politicians from the Southeast.
If you don't start a cause, politicians will not get involved. When you start a crime, you start a situation, people will cash in. Politicians will cash in.
Is it politicians that will cash in, or the people? Politicians are the ones that start the cause now.
CBD. Even Bata regime, there are people that cash in. In any situation, people will benefit. People will find a way to benefit. People will find a way to air their grievances. That's the problem. That's why I say don't start a situation, because you cannot control how it goes. Don't give people guns, because you cannot take the guns from them. When you start a situation you cannot contain, it will go out of hand. People will cash in on it. Because right now, politicians are using it right now to take out their own fellow politicians under the guise of unknown gunmen. So it's not traceable to them. Other people are, if I don't like you, you have a store, I don't like you, I'll come tomorrow, I'll burn your shop and say it's unknown gunmen. People are cashing in. That's why I say, that's what people are saying, they should stop this menace that is going on so that they can trace the people that are actually doing it. But if you start supporting and it's not them, how you know it's an unknown government, how you know it's not this, you are fooling them the more. Nobody is saying, what we are saying is for the good of East. North is burning now. Nobody will just get up now and say it's going to the North. We're not East now. Now, East is still burning now. How many zones we have? 4. 2 is burning.
You keep on making wild assumptions.
I'm telling you, all right, we can all deny it.
Always try to
not trying. You see,
my brother,
it's not trying, because you always try to say
wait now, always try to point your facts to the right places and try to
not the right place. You might just came out and talk to us. Killings have been happening since on Monday, since last week Monday. Killings have been happening in the East. Things
have been happening. So things stopped happening every other place in Nigeria.
The killings have been happening in the East.
More than the one we know.
See, listen, let the East stop what they are doing before it becomes North.
All right, gentlemen, it's almost personal with you too.
Wait, my brother, you have to. I when you started, I was listening to you.
They were comparing the killing of Jonathan. Wait, hold on. They were comparing the killing of Jonathan. Listen. They were comparing the killing of Jonathan.
East is burning.
Listen now.
East is burning from where to where?
Listen. They were comparing the killing of Jonathan regime to Buhari regime. At one time, it was too much. Then this guy in China asked them, "Are you here to compare who were killing Jonathan regime and who are being killing your regime now, or are you here to stop the killing on both regime?" Anytime we talk about killing in the East, you say, "Are there not people on that place, other places?" If the North is okay, we'll be talking about the North. The North is gone. Boko Haram, everything. We know politicians cashing in the North to cause me in the North. That they can bring out vote there, and same thing is going to happen in the East. It's not good. It's the people that will suffer it. Any agitation that will be paid with the life of people is not agitation. At the cost of people's life is not agitation. People, some people are dying, not even for the cause right now. for the politician cause. If these
You know,
politicians are fighting
Irene
for
Ward is
Biafra,
one man
if
that
the,
is
hold on,
allowing
hold on,
him,
hold on.
so
We can
I
say
don't have
politicians like
any
wait,
control
hold on.
of
We are
that.
saying politicians like they are not on this earth. If the politicians are fighting now, cashing in for Biafra, it will be good. But they're cashing in for the one Nigeria. They are
all
cashing to
right.
become governor, to be the same Nigeria that you want to live.
All right.
Don't say
Let's
it's funny, CBD.
please,
Keep
let's
My
get
on,
brother,
back to
keep
get
on,
back
keep
to
on. Don't
learn
worry.
to control your
all right.
emotions.
Let's get back to Nsibidi, who has the floor, and let's move you Nsibidi swiftly from that talking point, which is somewhat controversial, to a different space, and have you speak then on the Fulani man, or the Hausa Fulani man, the northerner, who so enamored by Peter Obi resigns his commission with the Nigerian army to fully dedicate his time and energy and influence to the Peter Obi presidential campaign. So what are you then making of that then? It's only a story for me, really, because of the ethnicity and religion of that guy, which is the total opposite of who Peter Obi is. But nevertheless, that doesn't prevent his admiration in CBD.
Yeah. Like Ete has always been saying, and some other people have also said, Peter Obi has organic followers. And it's just the most, and I think he uses more of a common sense approach, and his track record is just the most important factor in his political presentation, because people are looking at, okay, what did you do? You left 75 billion. That alone is just like, okay, why couldn't you go with that money? And someone that is so strict with accountability and resources. So all that is making people to see, there's a difference between talking and what is on ground. So people are looking at, okay, this guy is talking, and they are seeing his track record, and they can now easily buy into his message, and any sensible person. I had someone saying here that maybe they paid, and it's just so funny. That's why I keep on saying that people should
Are you dismissing that out of hand?
why, okay, why will you pay for one northern soldier to come out from
For the reasons that
Why
we are
don't you
talking about him now?
why don't you pay for at least 100 of them to come out? They need to start making sense. Who will one northern soldier come? There's always one. Are you trying to say there's no one person from any part of the country supporting another candidate across the country? Even in the Igbo land, you'll find somebody that will champion Tinubu. Yeah, I'm telling you, you will find. So will you not say, okay, it will sway the opinions of the Igbo people? So if you want to buy, then you have to buy a whole, like maybe like 1,000 Igbo people that will just come out and say, oh, today we are supporting Tinubu because of this and this and that. Then they start convincing people. So I don't see why it doesn't make any sense to me that Peter Obi's team or Peter Obi himself will go and pay one soldier to resign and come and start singing his praise, and he will be expecting that will make any impact for him with the Fulanese. It doesn't make any sense. So I
CBD,
feel like,
I agree with you. Everybody has the right to campaign for who he wants to campaign for. Everybody
yeah,
has the right to buy into anybody's ideology that benefits him. At the same time, don't let people should stop cascading Wazirike for supporting Bello too. If
who
we
is
can do this, we
cascading?
can find. No, I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying to the general public that what this guy is doing, people should not put it like Kabir bribing him to come and campaign for him. Let's see it as the guy buying into
So
Kabir manifesto, and he dropped Kabir manifesto. Simple. So we can have
are
a fair
you
election going
are
on.
you
You
are
understand?
you saying that, are you comparing Waziriko's scenario to this guy? You can't compare the both.
That's why I said
Wazirike met
you
with
and I should
Yaya
not
Bello.
compare. See,
Wait
you and
now.
I should not compare
Wazirike,
anybody because
wait, my brother. Wazirike met with Yaya Bello when Yaya Bello went to Imo State. Wazirike had him after he met with the Opus Odima. They saw Wazirike meeting and all that. So you can't compare the both. Where did you see this soldier meeting with anybody from Peter Obi's team? Then maybe we can say they have used him. So my brother, let's not
All right. I
compare
think
things
all
that
peace
are
has
not
left us, so
comparable.
you can have a bit of peace. But you were saying that you were not caught off guard by the northern soldier just celebrating Peter Obi because you feel he has mass appeal. That was where you were.
Yes, and probably is one of the, we can. That's why I keep on saying we cannot assume that everybody from the north, especially even the Fulani themselves, we can't assume that they are all maybe on one page. And apart from that, this Fulani, we have said it several times on this platform that the ones in our Fulani in Nigeria is a bit, we can't say they are the same weight in terms of, ideology or education. We cannot put them on the same scale with the ones coming from the neighboring countries. So this guy, despite the fact that he's a full Malami himself is Fulani, all these people, most of the people in top positions, or you call them elite or scholars, are they not Fulani people? So they have knowledgeable people. Even here where I am, I met a Fulani guy that at some point came to do some stuff maybe regarding his career. Let me not go into details before they know me. Then I saw, the guy is always smiling and he doesn't even look. He looks more like a southern guy, and that's a Fulani guy. So what I'm trying to say is that there are people who are also aware of what is happening in the country, and you never tell how much he has been online. These are soldiers. Sometimes they go to places, and most times the only way they feel like they are still part of the society or the world is by what they are engaging with online. So probably he has seen a lot. He has heard Peter Obi speak. He has also formed a pro Peter Obi, ideology. So I can look at it that is just another organic Peter Obi supporter that has that buy into his message. That's how I see it.
All right, brilliant. Well said in CBD. So in CBD, what and consequences? Dangote's son-in-law's child's mother files for sole custody over the pilot's religious views after he tweeted that the punishment for blasphemy is death. So this is the spillouts from the Deborah Samuel narrative with all of the, well, I won't say all, but a surprising compliment of the seniors in the north coming to somewhat back what happened to that girl, to that lady. Dangote, no less, his son-in-law, one of the retinues of people that were coming to applaud the savagery vested on that lady. So his baby mama now, who is already in court with him for custody, she latches onto that to say now this guy is not fit to be. So what are you making then of that? What and consequences are in CBD?
Yeah, but unfortunately for her, the man is the father of the baby. So why would she be trying to claim her? You know, all these things she's saying, I understand, but she can't do anything about it. At the end of the day, the son needs the father. No matter what, if she, I don't,
Even a father like that,
sorry.
even a father like that.
Yes, yes, yes. Because I'm totally 100% against the what Dangote's son-in-law, former is it a former son-in-law, because they said they are no longer together. What how he was supporting what happened. I'm very much against that. But at the same time, you have to also look at it that that's his son. So the fact that, for example, Osama bin Laden, will you say that his son is not his son because of his stand?
No,
So
she's not saying he's not in son.
no,
She's not
she's trying to
saying.
separate the son. She's
Yeah,
trying
she
to give
wants to remove
custody.
him from his sphere of influence because she doesn't want her son indoctrinated with the mindset that this guy clearly has.
But she cannot. These people, they go into these things because of money and power and influence. Then all of a sudden, when the thing does not work out in their favor, they want to come and change the narrative for us to now feel sympathy. Because at the end of the day, I'm obviously not on the side of the guy, but if she was still married to with him, will she come out and start saying all these things? If they are still like a couple and they are, she knows that everything he has is, she's also part of the, she's also like a owner. Will she come out and say this thing? So most of it might just be coming from the fact that, she's not happy with with the guy, to be honest. So we have to look at it that way, and she can't say that she does not know that the guy might have that kind of, is it belief? Yeah, because was he once, a Christian? So I don't think she's being, to be honest, that's just my opinion. I don't think she's being, uh, honest. So if she really cares about her child and she doesn't want the child to be radicalized, then she shouldn't worry, because the guy will go to some of the best schools. He's not going to go to some Ansaruddin, those. He's going to go to a Western school. So I'm sure he will be able to form his own opinion or his own view of life. So that's just how I see it. But personally, I don't believe that she's saying all this just because of she's feeling. Yeah, I feel like she's saying all this things just because she feels a bit, you know, angry with this guy.
All right, thank you, Isebide. So thank you, Isebide. Isebide, for reasons of time, let me go on and let's go to Solly. So let me go to Solly. So Solly, Solly, are you there? Okay, we don't have Solly. So let's go then to Thomas. Thomas, are you there?
Yes,
all right.
please.
All right. So thank you, Thomas. So Thomas, then to the talking points. That narrative that Isebide just left, Dangote's son-in-law, who is in a legal battle with the mother of his child. So they are battling for custody already. But then he then made that faux pas with that statement that Deborah Samuel decided what she got. So the lady now latching on to this to completely ask the court to completely distance her son from the father. So what are you making of all of that, Thomas?
One man, that's a good move. I respect that lady. I respect that mother for taking that bold step. She doesn't even care the backlash. She doesn't care what will happen after. But I give her respect for standing for that for her child and rebooking this man, and even try to file for the custody of the kids. Give him kudos. There are many mad people on the streets which we don't know. Even though we are talking of religion, fine. But when we are talking of somebody being taken down in that manner, at least you should have a little bit of empathy or sympathy, or just feel it that this person is a human being as yourself, and you did what you did, and you're still standing on what you believe is right. And even many Muslims have comes out and even condemned the same thing. I was even surprised when Sheikh Gumi come out and say this. Why don't they go to Sheikh Gumi and did the same thing to him or burn his house? So I give that woman I give him a good accolade. One man. It sound like somebody that know what she is doing, and I hope that we court to give her the custody of the kids, and even if it is possible not to see that man, let the man see those kids again, because we don't know what that man will be pouring in the kids' minds in the nearest future. I give
that seems to be the woman's biggest concern, that if the child falls under his influence, he will indoctrinate the boy with his mindset that feels it is okay to do what happened to Deborah Samuel off the back of religion.
One man, the pain. I don't know. I give that lady kudos, one man. May God bless him. I even pray for her. May God bless her so much.
All right, thank you, Thomas. So Thomas, then this rather turned up for the books. Nigerian soldier resigns to campaign for Peter Obi. So that in itself a story, but really the real story is the person of this soldier. He a northerner, he of a different religion, probably never even been to the southern part of Nigeria, but so subsumed has he been by Peter Obi's narrative that he resigned his job to join the Peter Obi train. What are you then making of that then? Peter Obi for president, Fulani wing.
One man, there is no correlation in between those two persons you just mentioned now. The soldier himself and Peter Obi. I don't see anything I don't see any similarity in between both of them. I think maybe the man has decided to leave the force, and he just wants somebody that like sympathy. Like, oh, maybe Obi will now call him now. Oh, you want to come to my train? Just to get some things for Obi. But the man will be disappointed because Obi will not spend money like the other people that they will just shower money on him or give him a big accolade or give him a big prize. Obi don't spend money anyhow. That man know how to spend his money judiciously. So it's to me, it's a political.
Are you calling him stingy? Are you calling Peter Obi stingy?
The man is stingy now. One man, the man is stingy. The man can. We were here now. At least we've done series of section talking about the man. The man don't spend money like the other politicians spend their money. Even some people still believe that the man doesn't has enough money. Maybe it's not that rich, but I can still say the man is rich now. He has a business even before becoming the governor of the state. He has a business now. So, but that man don't spend money anyhow. Anything that will not bring, I don't know even how to put it. That man don't spend money anyhow. He doesn't spend money anyhow like the other politicians. Because if he's spending money anyhow, we will see him sharing money like other politicians. He will not share money like other politicians. That man, I don't even see. If they said the man is a southerner or easterner or westerner, I would say there's something that attracts the man to Peter Obi. But mere looking at that man looks like a northerner to me. So one man, it's just political move. One man, don't let us deceive ourselves.
All right, and to the storyline that is generating somewhat of a controversy on the platform, the assertion by the Ebonyi State Governor, Dave Umahi. So he insists Igbo people are likely responsible for killings in the southeast, not Fulani, other outsiders. So he insists on this, and he brings data to show why he is making this comment. But of course, would that data be sufficient enough to douse that narrative from the southeast, Thomas?
I keep on saying this, and I even respect Word Peace for saying it louder. One man, every criminal is local. Every criminal is local. That is what I will say. Every criminal is local. It's very rare for someone to come outside from somewhere else and be doing that kind of crime, and they will not fish he or she out. But when it is local, they know their terrain, they know how to go about this thing. All this unknown gunmen, all this. No, we can never say they are not that now. If only we are just deceiving ourselves. So there are some things. Yes.
Sorry, I was just going. You said when you say every, are you going to say, for example, the terrorist headsmen? Are you going to say they are local?
Terrorists. Why are they not local?
No, you didn't get my point. I'm saying you say every. I'm not talking about UGM now. I'm saying you the terrorist headsmen that are
Yes.
invading farms and doing everything. Are you going to say they are local also in the southern space, whether it's in
Invading farm
southwest or
where?
southeast?
In the north, invading people's house in the north, or invading in the south?
Invading in the south.
In the south.
Yes.
In CBD, this agenda of they want to take our land, they want to take our land. Can you mention one land in the south?
That
Forget
wasn't his
about the
question
land.
to you now. That
I
wasn't
know,
his
Forget
I
about the
question.
know,
land. I'm talking about the crime.
I know your question. I know. We are talking of crime. But this thing that they want to take our land, they are criminals. Can you cite anywhere that the northerners has taken our land in the south? So fine, you guys may think they are not local, but can you know more than the governor of the state?
No, you're going to a different topic. I just asked a simple question. I'm
Thomas,
not
let me help
arguing
you.
with the what
Every crime is local. Even
I'm
the
not
Fulani
arguing with what.
banksmen, the
Wait
Fulani,
now, my hey God. I'm not
the
arguing with
Fulani,
what.
the Fulani.
I'm not arguing with what you're saying about the UGM and what Umayi said. I'm only asking when you're saying every crime is local, are you going to say the same for terrorist headsmen doing everything they are doing in the south and middle belt? Are they local as well?
They are
Or is the
local.
crime local?
They are local.
They are local.
They are local.
Someone
Yes.
from Chad.
Let me give you an example, my brother. Calm down. Calm down. Let me give you an
Can you
example.
imagine?
Let me finish. Let me finish. I know what I'm saying. I've witnessed that in the southwest. I am from Oyo State, in Okeogun side in Oyo State. If you have heard of Iseyin, Okeo, what Ibarapa, I'm from there.
Thomas, can I
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. The Okeogun terrorists, the Bororos that I drove, I saw them. They are local in Oyo State. They are local.
One man,
they are
Bororo
living
from Oyo
among
State.
people there. Yes.
Bororo
They are
from Oyo
local.
State.
I am
Thomas, let me
from
add a
Oyo
little
State.
to
Yes.
it. Thomas, let me add a little to it, please. See, we are educated here, we are enlightened here.
Hopefully not from my local government area.
Wait, see, hold on
now.
now. Let me quickly land my point after letting on Thomas space. So, Thomas, let me quickly add to your this thing. When they say every crime is local, but people say, why the Fulani from the north, the Fulani from the north, the herdsmen in the south, is it local? Yes, it's local. A Fulani from the north that is living in the south is already local. He's living in that area for a certain time to understand that terrain. That is why it's local. A Fulani that just came today cannot just start killing people, robbing people if he doesn't know the streets.
Never.
Talking like we don't.
So you're saying
crime is local.
You're saying they are no longer foreign.
We're talking about
Are you saying those terrorists?
See, that Fulani, tribe or not tribe.
You can't even listen to any
hold
other
on, let me use my state. Let me use my state.
Wait,
hold on.
Hold
on, let me finish. You talk. I'll give you time to speak.
Are you saying
Hold
those
on now. Let me speak. I'll give you time to
not
speak.
foreign?
Hold on. He might go to ITV last week in Benin. They caught 3 criminals, bandits. They used Ogba Oko waterway from Benin to Lagos to kidnap people and come back to Benin. They kidnap people in Lagos, they bring them to Benin. They kidnap people in Benin, they bring them to Lagos. They were caught. 3 names. One is I'll say it's a Benin because it's Yoruba Benin. The other one is Delta. The third one is his name is funny. I think it's Delta too. Then they now took them to their camp. Guess what? They were ambushed by the rest of them, and the police were able to kill like 4. Before they killed, I think they were Fulani guys too. They arrested some alive, and some escaped too. That's mean local. Local must involve in any crime in any area before that person can carry out anything. He must have intel from the local. There must be support from the local in a certain degree. You should be abroad there, your area now. You can carry out mayhem because you understand that area, but you cannot just start mayhem the first day you arrive that country. It's not possible. They can't. Of course they can't.
So
They
why
are
are you
defeated
saying it's
now.
not? Do you know more than the security chiefs of Nigeria that are telling
You
you
are
that
not
these are
supporting what
foreign?
Imai is saying now.
That are
Now
telling
look at you. You are talking
that
from
are
your
telling
both
you
sides.
that
Now you're
these are
supporting what
when.
Imai is saying
Oh
now.
my God,
Imai
this
says it's
guy.
local. You say it's not local. Now you are saying I nobody security chiefs. Eh?
One
That's what
man,
I'm saying.
He allowed you to
One
talk
man,
about
please, let's
this.
move on. Logic is
what
Yeah,
not
peace?
being applied
What
here.
peace? Let me
no,
say
Logic,
this. What peace?
it's
Let
not
me
big.
say this. I am traveling to my home state. I am from Okeogun. I'm from Kajola local government in Oyo State. I'm traveling from from Ibadan to my state. The local vigilante stop us on the way that the Bororo people they are on the road. They are local. They know every terrain. They know everywhere. They know where to put the cow on the road and stop people and rob them. They are local in Oyo State. It's not that
Well,
they come from.
Thomas,
What I'm saying, I can tell you this
knowing
categorically.
every
This is what
terrain,
I have
All right.
knowing
experienced.
an
I don't
area.
think we're going to land on anything with
Knowing
this one.
an
So,
one man, let
so
me just
I'm
say
telling
only
you.
this very briefly.
yeah,
Knowing
but
an
then he will
area,
come back at you, and then we'll be here another 10 minutes.
but knowing an area is not the same as being local.
In
My brother, where
CBD,
you
I
are
agree
there
with
in
you. I agree
Australia,
with
you
you.
know the terrain. Does it mean
In
you are a
CBD,
local?
they are
You're a
not
local.
applying logic. Let's move on.
You are local, my brother. They are local in that state
All
before they
right.
can carry
Oh
out
my
that
God.
mayhem.
All
That's
right.
what
One
I'm
man, I would
telling
love to
you.
hear from Solly. Can you let Solly speak, please?
No,
Okay,
don't worry.
let me give you an example in my
Let me
own.
moderate. But
Okay.
hold on. So thank you, Thomas. So we go on to Solly then. But Solly, I want to move you from that space and start you off with the Dangote narrative. So the lady
Okay.
seizing the opportunity of his faux pas to try and seize sole custody of the child. So what are you making of that storyline, Solly?
She made a logical move. Do they live in the north?
I don't know.
Where is she from?
She's from the east.
Okay, okay.
Chiamaka.
I thought she was from north. It would have been
No,
surprising that she did something like that.
no, they would have beheaded her, wouldn't they?
One time. But you know, I'm happy that she did that. That's the difference between the north and the south. Things like that can happen. Logic can be applied in certain situations like that. But the main issue now is that is the law going to be on her side? Because her husband is a powerful man. You know, are they going to be fair? Are they going to be equal?
Well, they are in the appeal court. In the high court, she got favor, but he appealed. So it looks as though she's getting favor. But like you said, in the final decision, will she be able to defeat a powerful Fulani man? Is the
Yes,
question.
because you'll be able to, you know, probably pass on brown envelopes, and you have no remorse or
And
fear of
they're
being
going to do the
right.
judgment in the mosque.
Exactly. So, you know, good move, but how will it play out at the end? Because Nigeria, when you are talking about Nigeria, it's all till you cross the finish line. you know.
All right, thank you, Solid. So, Solid, to this space, Nigerian soldier resigns to campaign for Peter Obi. What only really made it interesting is just the ethnicity and religion of this man, who is a Fulani man well, I won't say it's Fulani, but certainly a northerner of the Islamic faith. So, somebody that you'd imagine was the direct opposite of who Peter Obi is certainly, and maybe not what it stands for, but certainly the direct opposite of Peter Obi. So that then adds to that mass appeal that people insist that Peter Obi has, would you say, Solly?
Well, everybody likes him. I wouldn't say like I think someone said, yeah, nobody hates him. You don't really have a reason to hate him. You don't hate him. Yes, everybody has a disdain for every single aspirant. No matter which aspirant you support, you just have something against him, and it's always factual. That's the worst part about it. But nobody really has. Even me, I like him. I'll give him my vote. But I remember when on this platform I heard that Goodluck Jonathan marginalized the Yorubas, during his presidency. I didn't know that, so that's another fear. Will this guy come and marginalize Yorubas again? Because I know
You
Yorubas
see,
people vote for him. Straight up. But if Goodluck
The fact
Jonathan
that
did do no, is the seed that Goodluck Jonathan sowed. You know, that is going to be a hurdle for him now. Assuming Goodluck Jonathan didn't do that, will Yoruba people have question in their mind to vote for Peter Obi? No. You know, so that's another point of view.
What are you making of the cynicism that this guy was bought and paid for?
Well, I don't think it will matter because I've seen a lot of people from the north who already like Peter Obi. You know, this is just more confirmation.
All
So
right.
all those other coincidences were they paid because there are so many. You know.
All right. I too, I don't believe that it was bought and paid for because, like you said, Peter Obi has likability. People just
Yes.
like him because he's a gentleman. He's well spoken, very articulate, well intended. You know, it's just all of the things that you find admirable in people. So a
Yeah.
lot to admire about Peter Obi. So I'm not surprised that he's sweeping up our followership all over the country. So now to this, the most controversial of the topics being discussed now, Igbo people are likely responsible for killings in Southeast, not Fulani, other outsiders, Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi. So this is stating based on fact, intelligence reports, arrests, etc. But would that be sufficient enough to pivot that narrative in the Southeast that it is Fulani from the Sahel that are actually the unknown gunmen?
Okay, now see, when they say, you know, everybody in the south is the same, it's in times like this that you will start to see the difference. If this was switched the other way around and you tell a Yoruba man that it's this Yoruba people that are doing this thing, giving facts, immediately is going to believe, you know, unless somebody is forcefully nudging him to believe otherwise. But in the East, they have tendency, high tendency to put denial first, not because they don't believe, but because he's one of their brothers and they may feel like, okay, first of all, it might not be him first. They have that tendency all the time, you know. So let's protect their public image first, and then we
But
can.
it is how far-reaching the fancifulness gets is what
Yes,
really
because
befuddles me. You know, they
because
were saying that sorry, they were saying that Governor Soludo did not meet Nnamdi Kanu, that it was a clone. Because that meeting, it did not come out or even taking place, it did not fit with the narrative that was subsisting. And they're
yes,
telling you all the evidence is that these are localized people who are unemployed and unemployable, taken to criminality, but they would not accept that because it doesn't feel fit with the narrative that they want to be the case. It's just,
yes,
the
but
rather it was on Fulani from Mali that's the unknown gunman.
yes, but one man, this is another difference, you know, between us, because they are more prone to fall for propaganda. This is why, Nnamdi Kanu, some of what he was saying was factual, but he knew that he had to fuel his movements with a little propaganda to make his movement move faster. So the East is very subservient to propaganda type of things. They would rather believe that than believe the bad news. So that's what we are seeing happening. And that thing, it does not allow the threatening issue to be resolved quickly.
That's the frustration, isn't it?
Exactly. And they don't know. It's self-sabotage.
It's very much so. Well put.
One man, let me ask just this very brief question. Have you guys ever heard us when we are talking anything regarding any particular quarters in the Yoruba or in Southwest saying that the Yorubas, but when you guys are speaking and you keep on making this kind of derogatory insinuation that they fall, that's where the problem. That's why you guys are feeling like people are being defensive because you cannot be making it that obvious that you are so into this derogation of the eastern people. You don't be saying the Igbo people, they are subservient. Just look at the terms you're using and you'll
It's
be surprised
CBD.
when
You
people compare
can't
to
win
different people.
always, my brother. You can't win always.
I don't know. I just keep on asking you guys, please, when you're talking, when we are saying these things, as much as I'm pained by what have been happening to our people in the north and everything, even with the Fulani, I cannot come out here and start saying, you hear me using words like terrorist headsmen is for a purpose. I know that most other people are saying Fulani headsmen, but I don't want to use that because of just that tribal. You're talking about the entire Fulani. So let us be a bit sensible with how we communicate our point. I've not argued any fact about that UGM are not local Igbo people, if not all of them, at least majority of them. But I can't come out here and start saying that Igbos. Why you guys doing that? And that's where the pushback comes from, you know.
All right. So take that on board. I think Onsebede made the point that the sweeping generalization. So I think that's a caution for all of us. But back to you, Solly.
Well, the reason why I talk like that is because me, I don't know how to separate who is Delta. I don't know how to separate who is Igbo. I don't know how to separate who is Anambra. I don't know. Is when I to me, like I said, everyone in the East, you to me you are the same. I don't know how I can say it. I'm not trying to say it in a derogatory way. You may try to say that, oh, this person is Calabar, this person. To me, you seem like brothers. You know, it's just like somebody. To me, this I see somebody in
So are
APT.
they all brothers with UGM as well?
No, no, no,
So
no.
that's the point,
Let me
because
finish now.
the
Let me
question
finish.
that
I wanted to use
woman
Yoruba
asked
as
you,
example. Let
the
me
question
finish.
woman asked you is as regards to UGM and the insecurity there. So why are you
Okay,
imagine why are you
now,
saying
okay,
that as if
can I
so
explain
I
that?
can now say that all the Yoruba people are OPC or they are maybe I don't know
No, no,
what.
can I explain that? Majority in the East.
Because the question was
Is it
not
not? Is
about an
it? Is it not
Eastern narrative.
majority? Is it not
It's about
majority?
UGM, and you're talking about the East.
Solid, take on board what Nsibidi is saying and incorporate it into your monologue. So carry on. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not trying to do any derogatory thing. When I say the East, I'm not. It's because I cannot pinpoint who it is, but it is something that it is majorly known for in the East, in the eastern part of Nigeria. If you are telling me to every time separate it, it's just like you are telling me that an Ekiti Yoruba man is different from is a different person from a Lagos Yoruba man. To me, they are the same. A Yoruba man everywhere is the same. To me, I don't care if the accent is different, the way they talk is different. To me, they are all the same. So when I say the East, it's something that is majorly happening in the eastern part of Nigeria. Am I trying to point out and say, oh, is everyone? No. But I want you to know that that's where my view is pointing to. Now, for me to start pinpointing, I have to educate myself about the whole East. I have to know what Anambra is all about. I have to know what Port Harcourt is all about. I have to know Rivers. I have to know Bayelsa. I have to know, you know. But anyway, that's not how I'm trying to make it seem.
Okoro ni gbogbo wọn, àbí?
You know, if they are
Look
in
at this
Lagos,
guy.
everybody
Yeah.
is Omoibo. You
Yeah.
know, that's how it is. You are the one that see yourselves as separate. But
No, when you're speaking to, you didn't get the point. When you're speaking to maybe an Eastern
It
narrative,
wasn't
I
talking
will let you
about.
wait.
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
speaking to
Okay.
an Eastern narrative, I will not even interrupt you, because that is like you have to generalize for the sake of the conversation. But when they are asking you about UGM and the insecurity, some people killing each other, and you're now making UGM look like they are the whole East is UGM. You know, that's the problem. But when we are talking about maybe a narrative of Igbo people supporting Nnamdi Azikiwe, you know, those kind of things, I will let the conversation, you know, I will just listen. But now they're asking you of UGM maybe that are committing crime, and you're still regarding them as, you're still generalizing them with the entire East.
don't we
It doesn't
generalize
make
the
any
whole
sense.
North?
Solly, let me reword maybe what Nsibidi hopefully is trying to get across to you, and maybe correct me, Nsibidi, if I'm saying it wrong. What Nsibidi is saying is that the problem being discussed is essentially an unknown government narrative, which is the conversation that we're having. But you saying the Easterners, it sweeps up the entirety of a tribal people, or
Oh
of even
no,
a race of people. So what he is saying to you is that localize your, so it's not disagreeing with the content of what you're saying, but it's asking you to narrow it down to the specifics of who the persons in contention are, rather than sweeping up the entire East. Because when you say the East, then that sweeps up the whole space. Is that what you are saying in CBD?
Exactly. Like we are talking
then-
about Anini, then I start saying Benin people as if they are all sympathizers of Anini.
Are they
Imagine
not?
that kind
Are they not?
No, they are not. Anini
They are not. Are they not all for 1-9 there?
No, they are not.
Okay.
Okay, that means in CBD you understand what I meant. When I said that is a pattern I noticed in the East. Okay, for that unknown gunmen issue, I'm not surprised that they are behaving like that, because it's a pattern that is known there. I didn't mean that. I wasn't talking about the whole East for unknown gunmen. I was talking about the behavior that I noticed in times and things like this.
All right. Thank you, Solly. You're not popular in the comment section, I have to say.
I don't care if they don't like me. They can't argue with me based on facts.
This is
They are
Toju.
talking based on
Hold on, Thomas. Hold on.
I don't know why people. One man, please let me address this, please. I don't know why people in the comment section, if you are saying your own opinion, they want it to rhyme with what they have in their own brain. No, everybody cannot be that. I cite an example for what has happened to me that I experienced myself in Okeogun. And you are telling me Thomas is a yam head. I'm just reading the comment section. I don't these people. I don't know. I don't want to.
That's the nature of it, though. You have to wear your helmet when you come on screen.
I don't care. I don't care.
People will come after you for whatever reason. So
they're
entitled. So
and some things
that they are fine, but they should not insult someone. They can say anything they want to say.
They will insult you if they want to. Now this is the internet. Now this is what you think this is insult. Go on Instagram. They reduce people to tears. People that they don't know. Somebody that you have never met in your life, they can reduce you to tears.
I don't care. I don't care.
Are you a bit delicate? Are you delicate?
No. I've been saying it. I didn't say anything. I don't care.
Okay, you need a hug. You need a hug. Is this what it is?
I don't care. One man, no, I'm not. No, I've never been sensitive. No, I don't care. I'm saying the fact. What have I experienced myself with Bororo living in Oyo State. They are local in Oyo State. They didn't come from.
No. Thank you, Solly. Thank you, Thomas. Sorry, it's only because of time, but I think you've made the point. But let me also make the point that if you say something that people don't agree with, they will come after you, they will mock you, they will ridicule you, they will ridicule the tone of your voice, they will ridicule your physiological being. They will try and get into something that will jar you, and if they catch you jarred, then they will. Am I wrong? They will have you.
Yes,
you're right.
So don't worry, and that is the internet. So don't worry about it. But let me carry. All right, thank you, Thomas. Let me carry on.
Yeah.
This is
Solid. Somebody said I'm right in the comment section.
This is Solid flogging. It says, "One man, you should not be allowing ignorant people like this on the platform. This Solly is a big fool." So this is it. So that's how it goes. Just Alexander also super chats to speak to you, Solly. So let me mute Thomas because we're getting some form of feedback. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so it says Solly is quintessentially Nigerian. Don't understand the geopolitical location called Nigeria and its people. I found that particularly frustrating when Nigerians refer to themselves in general terms. So make an effort to know the people that you call your countrymen more, is what Alexander is encouraging. Solly is quintessentially Nigerian. Don't understand the geopolitical location called Nigeria and its people. I found that particularly frustrating when Nigerians refer to themselves in general terms. àwọn ọmọ Yibo, àwọn ọmọ Mala. So none of that is what I so.
Okay. Somebody said Solly is making sense.
Well, who said that? Is that somebody you paid? Is that you? Is that look at that? When have you ever made sense?
I like that one.
When have you ever made sense? Sorry,
no, someone said that.
Okay,
see you.
So, but it's always a controversial space, though. That and also a frustrating space because you get so much pushback, and then they reword your wordings, and then they want to reword your thinking, and by the time they've narrowed you down, you've abandoned what you want to express, which is to say that there's too much denial coming out of that space, which frustrates efforts to resolve the issue that is, so that's just it. Sorry. So round off your thoughts on that. The governor making bold to say that the ESN are Igbo people. Do you think they'll go and shoot up his local government area soon? I'm sure.
One man, it's so easy to predict.
They'll go and shoot up his local government area soon.
That's an issue. It's an issue. Nigeria really needs a lot of, for example, now you have in Turkey, they are not in denial. They have a lot of psychologists. If you study psychology in Turkey, you make a lot of money. Because the people know that they have issues. Nigerians need a lot of psychologists in that space. That's what people should be studying. People need that. In fact, they should make it mandatory for every Nigerian. Because there is so much denial in the Nigerian space. And you don't
there was a psychologist, this is going back about 3-4 years ago, that came out to say that a good 90-something% of Nigerians, they have psychological problems.
Yeah.
They are not right in the head. That's not to say they are mad or anything, but there's a psychological imbalance within the and it went as high as 90-something%. Yeah.
When I was growing up in Lagos, my mother told me that there are some people that are crazy that wear suit and go to work every day. So as everybody is saying Lagos is, to me, Lagos has always been normal. I'm very surprised when people tell me Lagos is crazy. Crazy as well. Maybe that's why I can live in Netherlands.
It's only when you come out of Lagos that you know that it's crazy. You say that, how did I survive that? How did I survive that?
So in Netherlands, they have health insurance, mandatory health insurance, and this kind of mental, psychological, this thing is mandatory for everybody. That's what Nigerians need. When you start noticing something in a group of people and it's not being resolved, you need psychological evaluation.
But if they evaluate Nigerians psychologically, 90% of the country will be in Yaba West, or is it Yaba East?
The psychologist is supposed to help them through the issue, try to help them recognize their issues and start, being a part of society. But if the issue is too much, that's when you are taken to. But I don't think a lot of people will be taken to others, because if they can function in society, without being physically harmful to other people, which is the main reason why they take them there, then,
is it possible for a mentally balanced person to live in Nigeria?
With the government, no.
What about with the people? Can a mentally stable person, you can live in Lagos as a sane person?
Amsterdam is like, the whole Netherlands is like Lagos. It's like Lagos with good government. So anybody can live in Nigeria. It's just the government.
All right. And I think CBD is one of the examples of what in CBD. Can you survive a mental evaluation in CBD?
I will survive, but I'm just it's funny. I don't know. And I think sometimes one man, they don't know when you're being you're joking, or maybe so they just take on your talking points with such seriousness. That's what I've noticed with Sol.
No, one man is not joking. One man is not joking.
No,
you always like to defend
as a joke about maybe East or maybe or wherever. And you see somebody who just take on the talking points, repeating word for word.
No, it's usually if they are brand new.
One man, let me quickly defend my Benin tribe. You spoke about my Benin tribe. Yeah, so when you said Benin when they say we're saying at the 90s, 2000, we were able to cry Benin prostitution. If they want to describe Benin case, I say you people are doing prostitution. We didn't deny it now. We face the problem head on, try to solve it, and we'll solve it the best we can solve it. You understand? If you identify problem, It's no longer a problem.
But Benin, there are serious issues in Benin because, of course, we all know that the whole of Italy is full of half your female population, and we know what job they are doing there. But the other half of the male population, they're in Germany doing 419 and all over the
we're not disputing that fact, but we make a move to reduce it. But now,
the Oba put the cost on them.
The Oba put the cost on it. Oba put the cost on it and reduce it drastically. Right now, other ethnic tribe is taking over the Benins. But I don't want to go into that space.
Which ethnic tribe?
No, don't worry about that.
Look at this guy.
We know now. We know now.
We know.
No, it's after his CBD again. That's it.
No, but we accepted it. We accepted it and faced it head on. That's how you solve problem. Again, to that solid space.
One man, I don't think I will come on this show anytime. It's solely World Peace and Thomas. I will make sure the other people.
We are saying the fact, my brother. We are saying the
fact. Sorry, in CBD, are you suggesting that you are surrounded by your yam heads?
Some people have said that on the comment section.
So
I think I'm alien here.
Solly, what you have said in that, at least let me agree with CBD. What you have said in that eastern region, you have said the unknown gunman that is killing people, the elite in the east have not come out to condemn it.
No, but I wasn't talking about unknown gunmen.
No, that's how you have described that region.
No, let him speak as he will. So you can. This is what he thinks now.
No, I said I mean support it. It's just my opinion. I'm not imposing on him. I just my opinion. And again, you see, but let's with you now. When they talk about the Benin position, I accepted it too. But if they talk about,
I'm going to round off in a moment. So let's solely round off his thoughts, so I can round off.
No, this is a joke. This is just a joke to CBD. CBD.
All right, go on.
Joke. CBD. As I talk about Benin prostitution now, I accept them. I will fix them. If we talk about no gun for the East now, you go say, how did you know? How did you know the numbers? You see the difference now? You see the difference now?
Show me the video. Show me the video.
Put the link. Show me the link.
First of all, you have to accept the issue before you can solve it. That's how it is.
My brother.
Well, you guys are diverting the whole thing. So, in fact, I don't even have the energy to keep arguing with you.
All right, and neither do I. I've lost the energy as well. So, solely a few more words from you, and then we'll round up.
That was just my, subjective view on it.
All right, brilliant. Always a delight to hear from you, Solly, and you, gentlemen. So, thank you, gentlemen, one and all. An entertaining session, as is always the case. This is what I say. When I say this is the most exciting platform on YouTube, you see why I say that. It's just, just thoughts from strong personalities converging, but held in a convivial sort of atmosphere. So nobody spilled over to start turning it into a beer parlor or something. We disagreed, but with respect. So disagree with respect, but hold your stance nevertheless. So this is how it goes down, and it's going down again later this evening. So if you have not already thumbs up, liked the stream, then just do that. If you don't do that, then that's up to you. I'm not going to label it. I shouldn't have to finesse you to do that, but do that if you haven't done it. If you are not already subscribed, then correct that as well. So do the corrections and then come join me in the conversation. Come join me in the comment section where the conversation carries on. So I'll leave it here. Carry conversation within the comment section, but here I say this.
All right, bye, everybody.
See you, woman. Yeah, see you. Thank you. Yeah,
thank you, guys.